All right, good morning, you guys. I'm just a moment earlier because I'm hoping to be able to share it to my regular wall so people who are used to seeing me on there will be able to find me. All right, so just about to do that now. Oh, good, it's working, so that's encouraging. All right, and right post. All right, so this morning we're actually going to be painting a sand. Oh, there we go. We're going to be painting a sand dollar. And so just kind of covering a little bit of different perspectives of it. And hopefully that will be it. All right. All right, so what we're going to start off with, so I already did a background, and it's pretty similar to the other backgrounds we've been doing, and along with the some of the other beachy type themes I've been doing, as you can see behind. So as you can see the starfish right there, I'm working on a sand dollar right beside it, and so I kind of have already sketched it out, but I thought maybe I would just do the live today. It's really basic, and so I figured I'd practice before putting it on that one because I really want that one to all come together. So I'll show you guys after I'm done doing that, but we're just going to do one ourselves. All right, so what we're starting out with is just a piece of paper to do a quick practice on. So it's to show different kind of perspectives. The one I'm going to do on there is going to be partially laying down. So I thought using a coin is a good way to be able to recognize the perspectives of something flat. All right, so as you can see, when it's upright, you know, it's pretty much a perfect circle. You know, it should be a perfect circle. And then as you change it, it kind of turns into a more oval shape, and then eventually becomes flat. So, I mean, if you want to do just a flat line, and then that would be one laying completely flat, but I like giving it just a little bit of angle. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing both a flat on one and an angled one, just so you guys, I guess, have different ways to look at it that you guys will be able to do whichever one you want. Now, I noticed when I have been sketching, you know, you guys pretty much can't see it on the lives. You know, it's just not close enough. And so I figured I would just get a piece of paper to practice on to show you guys about the sketching so then you guys can actually see it. So I kind of already sketched out a little bit. It's a little bit of a cheat, but I have a marker so then you guys can see what I did. So just like the coin, we're going to do a circle, and of course it won't be a perfect circle. It's not even going to be a good circle from doing it on this angle, okay? And then I'm doing a second one kind of just on its side, kind of laying like that. So if you picture them standing in the sand, there'd be one standing straight up and one kind of just on its side resting on the sand. So that's kind of what we're doing. All right, so go around like that. See how it has the oval shape? All right, yay, you guys can see that. All right, so because you guys will be using a pencil, you guys can do a little circle in the middle to be able to kind of give you a center point if you would like, and then just erase it, you know, before you start painting. So I didn't do it on this one, so this one doesn't have any sketching on it for the inside. So kind of guess where the middle is. I guess, okay, we'll go ahead and do it just as an example, but remember, in the end, you'd want to erase that. All right, and so what it is kind of like a star. It has 5 points. So we want to leave a little bit from the end, and I'll show you why in just a bit. It really comes together. So sorry, it's not easy to do it like this. Okay, so we can just do a straight on to show you guys a star effect. So a little, kind of like a petal here. I'll put it closer so you guys can kind of see it a little bit better. There you go. So I pushed you guys a little bit further back so then you're able to see the full station like was suggested on my other live. So, and then kind of like another petal, and keep them kind of thin. Okay. Oh, that one's a little bit bigger. You know, and that's the benefit of doing it in pencil, because you guys will be doing it in pencil if you're wise, and it will be a good starting point. All right, so we got just 5 little lines, okay? All right, and then we'll do even smaller ones, really similar. So just the same kind of like petal-like shape, just down and around, and just do really little ones in between. And just once more, just kind of pointing out. Okay. All right, so this is the very basic flat on one that's just laying on the ground, right? And then we'll actually do just a little tiny one right above. And that's why we left a little bit of space from the end here. It's a little far away. There you go. So it's coming together and it kind of looks like a shadow. So if you do like a straight up one, you could kind of do that one as a shadow if you wanted. All right, so we're just doing a really little one. That one's not very good. It's a little bit harder with markers, so just give you a little bit of a view of that. So pretty much what I did is I decided that a sand dollar would be a good idea for my painting. And so I went online and just found pictures of sand dollars. Not drawn ones, but actual pictures of sand dollars. All right, so that's a flat on one. So it's definitely coming together, right? All right, and so now we're gonna do this one. This one will be a little bit different. So like we said, you know, kind of the perspective thing. So it's going to be on an angle. So that's why we did it as an oval. And I'll also kind of change where that focal point is. So where I'm doing the focal point on this one is right here. So we got the oval and it's kind of in the middle there. Okay. All right. And so that will definitely change the shape. So we got at the top, we do a really little one, kind of looks a little bit fatter. And then one off to the side. Off to the front. And this is where, you know, you'll be happy that you're using a pencil, is because sometimes with the perspectives, it's a little bit harder to get that perfect. All right. And so we'll do those little ones. Once more, a little more difficult to do with a fat old marker. All right. All right. So if you guys can see that, see how you had to move it around a little bit. So that's one of the larger ones, but because of the way it's laying, you need to kind of change the perspective of it a bit. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing as the painting. So that would be your sketch on your canvas, so using pencil. And I'm done with this one. It's just for you guys to see the sketch. And then I don't know if you guys can see my sketch, but I already did sketch it on there in pencil, like I demonstrated. All right, and so this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. So I suggest using a little bit more of a better paint. So this is the craft paint that I often use for backgrounds and stuff. And so this is just a little bit more of an upgrade of acrylic paint. And this one I believe is at Joann's, is a brand you can find at Joann's. And so it'll be just a little bit thicker. So you won't have to do layers upon layers to try and cover it up, where the craft paint is usually quite a bit thinner. So you don't want to have to do the same thing over and over again. And I'm going to use just a really small brush there. Right? All right, just get a little bit of paint on there and follow my lines. And I'm going to leave a little bump at the bottom so then it can be a little bit of a sand hill. Can you guys see that? A little bit of a bump. So then the sand dollar is kind of stuck in the sand instead of just kind of floating upwards, because most things, you know, don't stand on their end. Okay. So just follow the lines you created. And so I'll probably just do the large standing up one for you guys today during the live, because it takes you know, it just takes that time. And all right, and you do want to put it on just a little bit lighter. You know, the sand color is kind of nice on there. And make sure to erase your circle in the center. Hi, Barbara. Oh, good. I'm glad somebody found me. I was worried that the live would get lost since I switched locations for it. All right. So I don't know how well you guys can see that. All right, I'm going to bring you guys a bit closer so you guys can see this a little bit better. All right, so we already sketched out our sand dollar on And you know what? Similar to what I did, you guys could totally do it on paper before just to kind of test it out and try it out some. And it's okay if it's not perfect because within the sand dollar, if you picture it, if it's a hole through it, then it would be a bit darker on those spots. So we'll go over that and do a little bit darker. And that's why we're just gonna do the one standing up one for the example today. All right. You know, and sometimes what you might want to do even is if you go ahead and put the circles on, you know, put on your circles, paint them white, and then sketch it on. It's probably a better way of doing it now that I've stopped to think about it again. So yeah, if you totally, you know, do the same sketching, but do it after you've done the white, and then you can just use the darker for it. So I'm going to try and not paint over too much of the sketch, so then I'll be able to find my sketch lines again. All right. And you know, sand dollars are generally, you know, not perfectly white, perfectly clean. You know, they've been usually hanging out on the beach or whatnot. So it's okay if a bit of color is coming through or if it's not perfectly white. It really depends on what else you've got in your picture and whether you want it to be a stark white or, you know, a little bit more gentle. So I think we're going to do it a little more gentle for this one. All right. All right, and it's coming together. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh yeah, you guys can see it coming together. Doing good. All right. So yeah, it's really a star shape within the sand dollar. So that's a pretty simple shape for everybody to recognize and do. And like I said, it's okay to go ahead and practice on paper a few times and see how you like it, or do it on your canvas and erase it a few times. I mean, I definitely do that. And I think I did it on this one too. I erased it a couple times. All right, so make sure you guys can see that. Oh, I missed a little bit there. All right. All right, so that's our basic sand dollar. All right, and then what we're gonna do is I have some similar colors that I use for the background for the sand, and a bit, you know, potent and dark. All right, so we got burnt sienna or burnt umber, and I think we are going to do the umber one. So once more, it's not the craft paint, a little bit better acrylics. All right. All right. And then we'll need definitely a more fine brush. So you'll want to find something that definitely, you know, you're able to do those little details with, because these little sections are pretty little. All right. So fix it a little bit. All right, these ones are pretty dark, so I probably won't use it quite as dark for my painting, but I will use it this dark so you guys can see it. So you'll probably want to find, you know, a similar color to what your background is going to be, just a touch darker, and we'll just follow some of these lines. Okay. All right, and make sure to completely fill in the little ones at the tops. There you go. Nice and dark. Okay, moving on to the next. Following your lines. Right, and like I said again, make sure to do in those tops. Okay. All right, and same with the middle ones, the little ones in the middle. Oh, that brush stroke was not the best one. All right, and these little ones in the middle. Hands all shaky. I know I'm doing this quickly for demonstration's sake. So it's not going to come out perfect, but it will definitely give you guys a good template for being able to do your own. All right. Just filling in some more. Get the ends. Alright, so like I said before, this one's pretty easy for y'all to do and is great for any beach scene you want to do. And you guys can do this large or small. Maybe I'll do a smaller one later. Right, there we go. See how it's all coming together? It's really pretty. Oh, not enough paint. Alright, well now you guys got almost everything to do your own little beach scene. You got a sand dollar and starfish. Maybe I'll show you guys an octopus. I actually did make a jellyfish a while ago, but I don't have that one anymore. I gave it away as a gift. It was too perfect for my best friend's favorite colors. Alright, that there. Alright, so that's a really basic middle. Alright, and we want to get a little bit of color around the outside too. So, you know, once more, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I left almost like there was a light focal point, so they're a little bit lighter coming from this side. See how it's a little bit lighter? Alright, so if this is our light focal point, then we'll want to do some shading over here. Okay? And we have our little bit of sand there. Make sure you guys can see where I'm going with this. Kind of just outlining it a little bit. Oh, it's a little bit harder for you guys to see. I'll definitely show you close up in a minute. Alright. And we got a little ledge to show that the sand is a little bit bumpier here. Alright, and then what I thought would help is I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of this sienna burnt. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of mix the two colors up a little bit, and just to give the sand a little more sandy texture. So I'm using a really, let's make sure the camera gets this. It doesn't want to focus, but a really, like almost a kid's brush. It's very, very fluffy. All right, so we're just going to kind of mix the color, get a little bit of white, bunch it in. Okay, kind of mix them together. Okay, and we're just going to dab it a little bit on the bottom. Give it just a little bit more of a sandy texture. And just add a little bit at the end around, and that will help it not be quite so starky white. Make sure once you've done the dabbing that you've done a little bit elsewhere, just in case it's a little potent before you put it on your picture. All right. And there we go. All right. Oh, you're a little fuzzy. There you go. And that's our one little sand dollar. All right. I'm gonna bring it up nice and close for you guys. All right, and I'll finish off the second one and show you guys. And yeah, just share around if you want. It's a really easy way of doing a sand dollar if you want. Actually, maybe we'll quickly show that too. oops, that's the wrong paintbrush. So just using the fine brush again, and using the middle color of brown, the sienna burnt. And what you can do is give it just a little bit of a ledge, and that would give it a little bit of depth. You know, showing that it has a side to it. I'm kind of like doing the rim on the quarter. You know, like when it lays on its side, you could see that little bit of rim. And you just want to do that on the one side, kind of coming together. And then on the outside again. And that gives it once more just a little bit more dimension. See, we did just a little inner circle, just a little one, to show that it has a rim, you know, that it has some thickness to it. And then outlined it just a little bit again, and that's the middle color of brown. All right, and that's the one sand dollar. I'll finish off the other one and post it for you guys so you can see both ways of doing it, and just follow your lines. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed doing this little live for sand dollars, and whenever I finally finish the other painting, I'll definitely post and let you all know. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the sand dollar. Bye, you guys. All right. All right, doesn't want to budge.